Welcome to I Support Your Business show with your host and host Mithil, a pod made exclusively to share the journey of our fellow community members of I Support Your Business Indo-Canadian community to the world. The main aim of the community is to practice the power of giving, facilitate collaborations and partnerships, and help connect people on a global platform. As your host, being the president of the community presently, as well as the founder and chief content alchemist of VIH Tribe Content Lab, I help solopreneurs, artists, and coaches build their business online through content marketing. Today, we have a wonderful member of our community, a very true friend of mine. Let's welcome on the stage none other than Sushmita. Hi, Sushmita.
Hi, Mithil. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me on I Support Your Business podcast. Thank you so much. Yes.
Most welcome. Most welcome. So, Sushmita, can you share with us your childhood?
Yeah, so my childhood, if I look back, I was born, like my father was in armed forces. So, in my earlier childhood, if you say, I remember a little bit about Air Force because he was positioned in Air Force. And I remember my early childhood in Delhi because that is wherein. And then after that, we came to Mumbai. He took a voluntary retirement from that. And my childhood, if you see, has not been very pleasant one because of a few things my father went through. He was sick and he was diagnosed with brain cancer, and he was hospitalized for 5 years. After that we lost him actually, but during all those years, if you see, my childhood has been not a very normal one like other children. But yes, it was good, the way children are, so that is one. But the most important thing that I miss is my parents, because I was away from my parents for those 5 years when he was in hospital. So I don't remember, much about my father being with me, or mother also being with me. So we have always been with our relatives during that all those growing years where you actually need your parents. But if I have my very early memories, yes, with my parents, yes, that was very wonderful till I had him very much healthy and happy. Yes. Yeah.
Lovely. Nice to hear that, Sushmita. So, Sushmita, can you share when and how did your professional journey started?
Professional journey actually, Mithil, started quite early because I lost my father when I was in my SSC exam. So I would say, my grandfather, that is my mother's father, my parental grandfather, didn't, that family never wanted us to educate, I mean, give more education also, because their main this thing was, how to support the children, my mother at that time. So I remember, like, I wanted to always become actually a medical doctor, because I had seen my father struggling a lot in the hospital and things like that. That also, plus I loved science as my subject, and I wanted to actually have a profession in a medical fraternity. But unfortunately, because of financial constraints and many things at that time, I was, forced to pursue my engineering, which I did complete, of course. But you would say ki even that was not fully, I could only do diploma. I actually wanted to, learn a lot and study for a long time, but that somehow didn't happen. So I now don't regret it, but yes. So my professional journey, I would say, started very early. I completed the diploma, and then immediately, I remember I going for a job at the age of 19. That's my very earliest memory of, starting my professional journey, you would say. Yes.
That's really nice to know. And when you start early, definitely you become more disciplined. You become more focused towards your career.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
Sushmita, when did you turn into an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur, Mithil, I started my entrepreneur when I was 38, I would say. Okay, my entrepreneur journey now it's almost 14 years. So 38, 39. Ever since my childhood, actually, I never wanted to work under anybody. I never liked that idea also. But all those years to just support the family, and even after marriage, I took up jobs and I was working for different companies and everything. And my last stint was with an architect company here in Mumbai. That was my last job, you could say. And in 2009, I thought, now, now that time has come for me to now jump on my own. But of course, at that time, I didn't know ki, entrepreneurship itself is also a very difficult journey to go on, when especially you're a first generation entrepreneur. So but at that time, that passion was there, everything was in so much, I don't want to work anymore for anyone, I want to now start my own. And having a branding experience for so many years, I thought, advertisements I used to always love since childhood. So I thought ki now that time has come now to venture on my own. And 2009, then I put in my papers, and from there, slowly I started my entrepreneurship. Yes.
Nice. So, Sushmita, can you share the story behind naming your brand?
Gyani. Okay. So I formed Gyani Customer Solutions in 2010. 2009, when I left the job, I again upgraded myself, because at that time I thought, just having an experience won't help. You must know the latest trends that are going in the market and everything. So I took up a diploma again, a 1 year course I did. I completed whatever the new tools were there in the market, whatever the new trends were there, how the market is going, what is the need of the people want and everything. So I studied that throughout 1 year, and in 2010 I started with Gyani. So Gyani being, Gyani's main word, if we take, is knowledge. Okay, Gyan is knowledge. So that I wanted to, put up in my this thing. And then Shankar, as usual, gave me this name called as Gyani. He had booked a .com called as Gyani.com, and he said, I have this. Would you like to, continue in this? So I said, okay, fine. That's how Gyani came into this thing. And yes, it actually, you can say, it supported the business that I was giving, that was branding. So the knowledge with the experience, with the design and everything, it all fitted the bill. So that's how Gyani came into existence.
Lovely, lovely. So, Sushmita, can you share the initial days of handling your business?
Initial days, yes, Mithil. Of course, when I look back now, after almost 14 years, if I look back to it, yes, the days were really challenging. Challenging in terms of, I would say, were being when you start at that time, you really don't have a very big picture in your mind. You are more into that zone of, I want to start, I have this experience, I have this skills and this and that and everything. And when you get some few customers, you're really on the moon and the cloud and everything. Okay, that is the initial phase of any entrepreneur, especially. But as you go ahead, as you learn from the market experiences, customers experiences, of course, that knowledge comes at a little later stage. But initial days, I would say, now if I have to give advice to some new startups or something, yes, what I would give is, you must plan few things very properly in first phase. Slowly, take your actions according to that. Be more focused on what you really want to achieve, and what the market actually wants. When you will match all this very nicely, only will your, that entrepreneurship will start to grow after a time. In my initial this thing, the major thing I faced was team. Design itself at that time, now to Canva and many online things are available, Mithil, but in those times, in 2010 or 11, if I remember, there weren't all these kind of many tools available and things like that, because technology was emerging. So at that time, the main challenge that I used to face was, how to, get the work done in a specific time with a team. I had a small team also at that time. I had put up that. But the main challenge used to be this. Plus the customers in our industry, in design industry, एक ही design or the first design never ever gets, approved. So there are multiple iterations at times, or there is something new that comes in from the competitor side or from some other side. So all these things require a lot of time. So time management is extremely important in our industry to, deliver the deliverables. So for me, that was one challenge. Getting customers or clients was not a very big challenge. The reason was because I was also part of a networking group at that time. That helped me a lot to, go and meet people and get some clients for myself. So that was not a challenge. But the biggest challenge was this: completing the projects on time with the right kind of content and whatever you can say, that was the biggest challenge at that time in my very early days, which I slowly, as time passed, then I understood a lot of things. I learned a lot from other people, from the industries and many other things. And then it slowly, I started to put up everything in place. Yes.
Got it. So let me go a little deeper, Sushmita, into the journey. Can you share what were the hiccups as well as what were the key learnings you saw in this many years of entrepreneurship?
Here I'll put again the same things according. So plan, what exactly are you planning to start up with? That is the first thing, the challenge that comes in. Second important challenge is the execution. After planning, that execution has to be very much aligned to whatever you may have planned. It could be a very small thing or a very big thing. So that is the second thing that normally the challenges come in. Third could be the finance. The reason is because when we are an entrepreneur, see, the biggest difference, what I, according to me, is also when we are working under some company, okay, there we have a monthly, a monthly remuneration coming in, or a monthly whatever you can to take care of whatever your expenses and your lifestyle and things like that. But the game totally changes when you're on the other side of the table, that is on when you're an entrepreneurship. Getting that finance of every month can be sometimes challenging, because at times customers don't pay on time. That can be a challenge. At times customers want something very different, okay, which you may at that time be not able to provide them or something, so you lose opportunities. So this could be another this thing. Plus there is a threat from the competition also. Somebody, especially in our industry, okay, somebody is doing at a lower price or somebody is giving something else. That also sometimes comes to us. So these are the types of challenges that I have faced. Then customer retention, that is another this thing. You need to have a customer retention also, so that the customer can come back to you again for a new service or whatever you, or a product or whatever you are selling in. So these are the challenges that keep coming in. And also the threat from the overall market, like for example, now the threat, even if after so many years of entrepreneurship, the threat is the online tools that are available if we are continuing in the design industry. So what are the online tools? AI is anyways catching up and things like that. So not necessarily now the customers may want your services at times, or they may want it at a very lower price or things like that. So all these things which are in the reality around you, we have to overcome them slowly, or find out new innovative ways to overcome them. So these are some of the challenges even I have faced in my all that during this 13 to 14 years of journey. Again, retaining the team. If you have a, even if you have a small team, the challenge is to keep them motivated. The challenge to give them their salaries on time, okay. The challenge to keep the entire office running. If you have a, like I had a setup also, so I know how I used to do so much of work to keep that running in time, everything. So yes, these are the challenges even I have gone through a lot. So yeah, but then yes, eventually if you want to be in the game, you have to overcome, you need to learn how to overcome them with time and things like that. Yes.
Very beautifully curated, Sushmita, your hiccups and learnings. I am truly impressed. More power to you.
Thank you.
So, Sushmita, you being an entrepreneur, can you share 5 things that you feel an entrepreneur must have?
Okay. See, yeah, sure. I can throw some light as per my experience. What I have learned through my journey also is, or which any entrepreneur should do, especially in today's time, is first and foremost, when you are, if you're taking up a jump from your job to an entrepreneurship, okay, like you're working with some company and then you have this in your mind, ki I want to now start on my own something. It could be anything depending. You must do a thorough a little bit thorough research and analysis before you jump the gun. That is what I would say. That is first. Why? Because it may help you to understand the real challenges that are there, okay, when you are going in. So it could be very useful to you. Plus your passion, of course, your skill set, which is very important. What skills are you putting in? Third, understanding the customer's needs, which is very important. The Most of the times I have seen that the startups, they don't understand what the market actually wants, or if I have a product, how this product is going to help, or the service is going to help them. Then they say ki I'm not getting the right kind of business or the right kind of customers coming in. So planning, execution, the way I said, it has to be done according to what you're planning actually. Lose your track of doing the things, which I myself also follow a lot. So your productivity will actually increase by the end of the day. Okay, this you can measure yourself more and more, and then you can increase maybe your whatever the team strength or whatever you would require around that to build up that. But yes, your passion is very very important, because being an entrepreneur you must be self motivated. You have to be. The reason is, most of the times when we lose motivation, we get demotivated. Maybe if a client has not come up on time, the payments have not come on time, chances are we all go through that phase at times of going into the negative spiral of things. But then you must know some way to again spring back from that. So setbacks are going to be there. Be prepared for the setbacks. This is what even I have learned. Your health is extremely important being an entrepreneur, because we also even in COVID we saw कि if your health is not going to support you, your entrepreneurship is not going to grow, because you are at the center of everything. Even you may build up a small company, big company, but always you would be at the center of everything. People are always going to come to you to for everything. This is what my experience has also been there. So you have to take care of your health first and foremost. I mean, eat healthy, or be take rest or ample amount of whatever exercise, whatever you wish to do, but that is very important. Second is your target audience, where you want to put up your whatever the enterprise into it. And third, study the market really thoroughly, or be I mean, I wouldn't say ki uh, uh, these days one more word which Mithil I would like to, I think you also know, is FOMO, fear of missing out. Is catching up like anything on everyone, whether I'm really missing out. No, there is no need to go into that. But be very clear with what is your basics, especially because basics never change. There are other things that get on top of it. That is what my learnings have also been, but basics always remain the same. इंजीनियरिंग में हमें वो फंडास बोलते थे. माय प्रोफेसर ऑलवेज यूज टू से आपके फंडास क्लियर होने चाहिए, बाकी सब चीजें आप कर सकते हो. तो वो फंडास चेंज भी नहीं होते हैं. दोज मैथमेटिक्स रिमेन सेम. So have those in place, have your principles in place, okay, your values in place. Then you build up whatever you wish to build up on that. अब वो automatically होता भी है. So this is what I also go through that. Second thing is, yes, you must keep updating your skills as you learn. Okay, suppose there are new trends that are catching up, so at least keep an eye on what is new in the market. So maybe read online, read offline, whichever suits your bill. Okay, that is how it. And most importantly, the target audience. If you hit the right target audience, eventually you will find out, or find your niche, which you have also taught to us. You are going to go the steps up. So these are the main. So passion, skill set. Third is, you can say, the resilience that you need. Okay. Fourth is, I would say, the support also. And fifth is the health, which tops all these four things. On top of it is your health, which will take you everywhere.
Wow, that's really deep. Thank you so much, Sushmita. So, Sushmita, how has being an entrepreneur changed you as a person?
As an entrepreneur, so if you talk in degrees, I would say it's almost 360-degree change. In many things I've changed a lot. What I was in 2010 and now what I would say I'm in 2024. Huge change.
Got
because
it.
because entrepreneurship na Mithil honestly teaches you so many things. You, when you are dealing, especially my field is from designing. So my main thing is, first understanding the requirements of any person. It could be an enterprise, it could be a company, it could be a corporate, whatever, anybody sitting in front of me. I have to first listen, and then understand deep where this person is going. Okay, what is their vision, what is their mission, and everything. Till I will not understand that very properly, I will not be able to do justice to their project or whatever. So entrepreneurship teaches you to meet people, Even if you're introvert, you become a little extrovert. Yes, because you have to talk a lot. Second, you have to listen a lot, so your listening capacity increases. Then how to deal with them? There can be sometimes very very difficult situations arising, and it can come up very suddenly also. At that time, how do you keep your calm? How much are you resilient at that time? You just can't explode, or you can't. At times, of course, everybody does that because we are humans, yes, definitely, but not in not at that time when the stage is at some crucial, or some project is at a crucial level. So how do you keep your calm? How do you find that? What way can you grow that also, your resilience part? Or uh, again, one more important thing, finance. In a budget, how do you manage everything? Taking care of everything. So how much do you have to work? How much have you to work backward also? ये बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं, लेकिन ये सारी चीजें आपको बहुत बदली भी कर देती है, मतलब आपके अंदर बदलाव लाती हैं. दैट इज व्हाट इट इज.
Absolutely, absolutely, no doubt about it. So, Sushmita, as per you, do you think there is some kind of a success formula to establish a business?
Success formula. बाप रे. No, Mithil, there is no success formula.
Lovely, lovely.
Honestly, there is no success formula.
I
Why?
appreciate your honesty.
Why? Because I will tell you. Okay, why? Because people लोग जो बोलते हैं करके कि ऐसे नहीं. There is no success formula because हर person unique होता है. Everybody is unique in their own way. They come with their own thought processes. Okay, they're born with that. They're born with few talents, skills, or whatever you can call. So how can we say कि if you are and success means different for everyone. For somebody it could be mean a lot of money, or for someone it could mean getting a recognition in the society. For someone that success could mean writing a book and becoming famous. It could mean anything. Okay, so there is nothing called a success formula. These are myths over here. Yes, but there could be certain tips or certain things which has helped someone to become successful. Maybe from that I could learn something which could be useful to me, or my this thing could be inspiring and useful to someone else out there. So there is no success formula. I don't believe in any success formulas. I don't follow these kind of success formulas also, very honestly. I'm telling you this. I follow my own this thing, yes, but I do learn from others. That is my biggest this thing. I do learn from every person. Has something good in him or her, or someone has done something, तो कुछ तो सोच के किया होगा उसने, या कुछ वजह से किया होगा. तो वो वजह क्या है? But that is your success. That's what it is.
Lovely, lovely. So, Sushmita, what would be your message that you wish to give to our community members and to all the people who are listening to this episode?
Okay, that's a very good question, Nitin. Now I'll tell you one thing. I have अभी मैं वो ये बोल सकती हूँ very proudly. I've turned 50 last year. So yes, I've got some wisdom with me, which I feel it could be useful to the younger generation. Uh, One important thing what I have lived my life on principles are could be useful to anybody listening to this podcast as well as be authentic, be honest, be kind, okay, and leave rest to the God, to the universe. ये तीन चीजें हमेशा अपने पास रखो. किसी ने बुरा किया है, somebody has done something wrong with you, leave that away. Don't go into that too much. Okay, I was the one who had been through that. That is the reason I'm able to tell you कि earlier I was also into this thing, why something happened bad to me, the way my childhood or the journey of my life. I used to always hold at times responsible others responsible for something that is not working for me and things like that. But last 4 5 years I have come out from all this. I have forgiven people. So forgive as fast and forgive very fast. Don't again keep it in your this thing. Why that helps, I'll tell you, Mithil, because that helps you to be very clean on yourself. Okay, your inner conscious. Okay, and when your inner conscious is very clear, clean, it helps you to become a very calm and peaceful person and very resilient. Second, you cannot change people. You should never go behind that. Okay, दूसरों को बदली करना वो मेरी ज़रूरत, मतलब मुझे ज़रूरत नहीं है. They are good with their own this thing. So what can you do? You can be honest with everyone, with yourself also. Be authentic and be kind to everyone, because you really don't know who is going through what in his life or her life. So why to, and we are nobody to judge anybody. So these are some of the learnings that I have learned, and I also put it in my own life also. I follow them a lot. So probably I feel that can help anybody out there.
Thank you so much, Sushmita, for taking your valuable time and sharing your journey with other fellow community members as well as with all the people who are listening to this episode.
Thank you so much, Mithil, for listening to me.
Most welcome. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
So you have just listened to I Support Your Business show with your host Mithil. Thank you so much for listening to our show and giving so much love. Don't forget to subscribe to our show on the podcast platform that you are listening. This is Mithil signing off at the moment until next time. Meet you soon with another member of our community and their exciting story. But until then, keep rocking, stay safe, and don't forget to keep creating content. Ciao.